Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm your host, Dr. Haider Shah. On behalf of Kalwas, I would like to welcome all of you to this webinar. Thank you very much for joining us. Today we have another very interesting topic, and I'm really honored to welcome and introduce our distinguished guest speaker who is going to talk about health, well-being, and discipline for academic work-life balance. How does discipline affect health? What are the benefits of health and well-being? And how can we improve health and well-being? So you will get the best insight about all these things because we have an expert with us in today's this session. So stay tuned because an amazing stuff are coming ahead in this session. So before we start, I would like to thank Kalwas for arranging such enlightenment sessions, for their support and providing us such a wonderful platform. The aim of Kalwas is to give you the opportunity to connect and interact with world-renowned speakers, academic leaders, teachers, authors, researchers, experts, professionals, and businessmen to learn from their experiences, recommendations, suggestions, and tips which will create an impact and will enable you to learn and develop yourself in order to grow and transform individually as well as to contribute to the world in a positive way. As our slogan is come, learn, and share knowledge. So today we have an amazing person as guest. She's a versatile person with the great qualities, having a vast experience and exposure, internationally known and recognized speaker, and we always see her while contributing to the world on different platforms. So let me introduce her formally. She is an associate professor at the Graduate School of Tourism Management, National Institute of Development Administration, Bangkok, Thailand. She holds a PhD and master's degree from the University of Queensland, Australia. Moreover, she is currently working in the field of health and well-being disciplines, including yoga, tourism destination, sound healing experience development, spiritual retreat, and the adventure sport leisure tourism. Last but not the least, she is a wonderful speaker, author, teacher, professional, and above everything, a great human being. So please help me in welcoming our guest, Dr. N. Suwaree Ashton. Welcome to the Kalwas platform, Prof. And thank you
Hi,
very much for joining.
สวัสดีค่ะ. That from Thailand, that a greeting. It say hello.
Thank
First of all,
you.
I would like to thank you for the introduction, and I'm very glad to be here. Thank you so much to give me opportunity, and it's really honor to be here and
Thank you.
to talk with many of us. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think maybe we can start our.
Thank you very much. And it's really a pleasure to have you with us. So, Prof, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right. What the thing I like to share today, I think maybe we can start from, how can we link between academic and well-being in life. So, many people cannot balance. If you are in the academic, sometime you may be losing your control with your health well-being because you have a very strong determination to reach to your goal. But again, to have a good health well-being, this is very important. So today I like to share. Don't think I will come here to teach. I think I would like to say that I come here just want to share my experience. How can I achieve something? So many people see that between the academic life, you've been doing management as well. You also have many responsibility, and also on the other hand, I still can manage to look after myself. Do for yourself. All right. So the topic today we talk about health well-being and discipline for academic work-life balance. So the first thing is, I think you maybe ever heard about the word, the sound body is the product of sound mind. So health well-being and discipline for academic work-life balance, I think, is very important. So mainly most of my talk today, or my experience, everything that is come from my real life. It's come from my own experiments, and I try to do that. So maybe I can tell that before I will be like this, I also have very bad health, and I starting to gain my weight, and I get up with not happy. I stay in a computer for so long, and then I just sleep and I just eat, and after that I become high blood pressure. I have high cholesterol, and I have so many disease that I can have. So after that I'm thinking, I'm sitting there in computer. I have my paper publication, and I'm doing my academic life wonderfully. And I do a lot of research project, and I got the funding from the government. I'm so happy. But after that, when I look back, it's a very bad health is starting. So that when I wake up, and then I realize that I need to do something, and basically I start balance my life when I was in 2017, and after that I totally changed my concept of living. I'm still want to be excellent in academic, which is I have some of the paper publication, but not at 30 a year, or write the book 10 books a year, but not aim that too much. If anyone can do that, that's good, but for me, I think I contribute something, and I make myself happy as well. So, and after that, half of my life, I just try to change myself to be healthier. I think if I will show you some of um, my photos, 7 years 6 years ago, I was weight about 80 kilogram, and doesn't look happy, because that you forgot about look after yourself. Of course, I achieved my academic life. I studied in Australia. I got a scholarship from the Australian government, and I have a very successful about my performance of my education. But when you read in a certain um, state of life, those things is just part of life. But the main important thing that I'm talking about the happiness concept. So I just like to give you a little bit idea about what is a happiness concept. So I found that if you want to be the happy person, pleasant life, you maybe ask yourself, do I feel pleasure or meaningful life? Am I contributing to the greater good? Balance in life. Am I able to gain satisfaction from multiple life domains without neglecting others? Or you have engaged life. Ask yourself about, am I engaging in activity that I find satisfaction yourself? So these kind of four main questions here, if you can answer that, but sometime maybe many of you, if you listen to that, you maybe see that pleasant life, do I feel pleasure? Maybe you can ask that, what make you feel pleasure, right? Some of them said, oh, if I can publish paper in Q1, 10 Q1 a year, I'll be happy. Or some people said, if I can write the book. But how about meaningful in life? You need to contribute. So the health well-being is not only about you doing academic and then you be happy. And I believe that as like a Maslow theory, you have shelter, you have clothes, you have drug, you have medicine. You need to have be accepted. You have self-esteem, but at the end, you need to have self-actualization. Mean that what make you happy the most, and I can give you the answer. One of them is not only money. Not money will give you the most happiness, or not the publication will give you the most happiness. Depend on how you put yourself in, and that this is some of the experience that I think I like to share. So past several years, I have done many research projects, for the government as well. I got some funding for Thailand Research Foundation, and also got research project doing with my PhD student. And most of last 5 or 6 years, the PhD project is all about wellness. But there are many sub activities under wellness. So I just like to give you a little bit idea about wellness definition. Lifestyle oriented towards optimal health and good feeling, or you can say that it's you have well-being. The well-being is about your body, not only your body, but it's about your mind as well, your soul as well, are need to united for the sake of more complete life of the man in his social and natural environment. Or it is an active lifestyle which guarantee health happiness, and self-actualization. And this is some of the concept or the definition about wellness. So basically, if you said the person who have well-being is, or you have good looking, you don't have a big body, or you look very beautiful, but I think the most important thing is need to come together. For my experience, I think heart and soul and spiritual is one of the most important thing that you need to go together. So for my research project, and for my very own model, since look back since I started in 2017, when I focus on the wellness tourism and the wellness well-being in life. So I went through the literature review, and then I read a lot of article that related to the wellness. How can we improve, and what are the attributes of the well-being? There are many of them. So I summarize into my own model. So this is the theory foundation of the wellness study, which is I developed about 4 or 5 years ago. So basically, this is model here inside. We talking about, when you're talking about wellness, what are those activities come into the wellness? So in my theory foundation, I separate the activities, wellness activity, in four category. Okay, the first one is the activities we call spa and beauty therapy for health. So it complies with, for example, a spa bath, hot spring, a massage, therapy, or acupuncture. So the first activity for wellness you may be see in your life. So some of you maybe come to Thailand. Many of people come to Thailand for the spa and for the Thai massage. And that part of that. The second thing is I regard as sport, leisure for health. It also can be the wellness activities, but in a wellness way. All right. For example, you recently I just published a paper with my PhD student about wellness, adventure tourism, and the people said, "Oh, how can you say that adventure tourism is a wellness? There are components. For example, if you go to hiking, you not go to hunting, you not go killing animal, you not go to kill they destroy environment, and that just for example, that is a wellness without killing. So the sport, leisure for health, what are those activities that under that? They have long distance running, they have trail running, Thai boxing, sport for health, leisure and recreation. Another activities that under the wellness is you're talking about healthy food, which is some of my research project. One of my PhD students, he doing slow food tourism. So slow food is just like the concept, good, clean, fair. It means that you need to provide good and tasty food, but you need to be free chemical. And fair mean that you need to treat supplier, staff, and everyone who involved in the restaurant or in about food. You need to be treat them fair, and that is about healthy food. So in my concept, I'm not looking only you eat salad, you don't eat deep fry, you don't have a lot of sweet, and that's just a small part. But the big main part is as a whole, how can you contribute to the society? How can you support local? If you go anywhere, you have the restaurant, you need to support local, but you not take advantage. And I see some places, um, you go to buy potatoes from the farmer. They work very hard. You buy them 50 cents per kilo, and then you go to sell in the shopping center as like a $2 or $3, and that I don't call that a healthy food concept, which is healthy food concept. I think maybe if you want to go further in that, I have the paper that been published as well, and soon. Last, this is very important. Activities under wellness tourism, activity development is about spiritual and mind, which is now I have a couple book chapter that been published, and also the journal that talking about destination for spiritual retreat and how can we develop that. I use the Chiang Mai Thailand case study. It's I think it's in the one of the Asia Pacific Journal. You can find that. So what are the activities under spiritual mind and soul retreat? For example, I can separate into two parts. Spiritual can be participate in a religion or non-religion. So we can have both activities, but mainly I would like to focus first in a non-religion activities. And my research now is doing, like yesterday I also went to interview one of the yoga guru from India. We talk about how can we develop what is the most important components that should we provide so we can help people. Like I just mentioned, nowadays people have more stress and they don't have way out. So maybe spiritual retreat is well-being mental is one of the activities can help. And how can we develop that? And this is some part of our research project. I'm very excited to write it up, the result. So non-religion, for example, yoga, meditation, do sound healing, you do Reiki, or you have Qigong or Tai Chi, or whatever the culture. So mainly in Thailand, we also have that as well. We call Thai yoga, or we can call massage. Thai massage very famous, or like Reiki. Come from Japan. We use internal energy to heal people to have positive energy. Or if you talk about spiritual, can be religion. Some people turn themselves, to church or to a mosque or whatever religion you believe. And so this is a overall picture of my research. And most of these four activities, it's ongoing with my research project, and some of them had been published. So I think that maybe you can have a look further if you want to go further about the academic. So I just like to introduce a little bit more about what is the attribute. If you ask yourself every day, now maybe I ask you who listen to this, talk about, if you talk about attribute of well-being, what kind of well-being you want to be. So for my reading, I'm doing a lot of reading, and I summarize the attribute into five attribute. The first thing is, if you said if you want to have well-being in life, you need to have physical well-being. The physical mean that you need to be healthy lifestyle, and you need to promote your own physical fitness, health, and wellness. Well, I have said that I did not mean everyone had to be good looking and beautiful, but I'm talking about physical, internal physical. So what food you should eat, or also even fitness. You go, how can you make yourself strong? How can you build your muscle so you can have uh, metabolism improvement? So this is physical well-being. This is one of the attribute that most people need. The second one is I'm talking about people need to have mental well-being. So it refers to a state which allow individual to realize their ability, cope with the normal stress of life, work productively, fruitfully, and make contribution to the community. So mental well-being, how can we improve that? So there are some of activities that, like I said, 4 or 5 of them, and also about spiritual. Mental, why is this important? For example, like I'm talking now, when people have life crisis, some people could not cope with that. They go to jump from the crib, kill themselves, or some of them, um, make decision in the wrong way. So the person who have mental well-being always can deal with any disaster in life crisis. How can we go through that, and how can we make them have the positive mind, and that it's linked into emotional well-being. Emotional well-being means that we need to have positive and satisfied in life. It's referred to the emotional quality. It's individual everyday experience, the frequent intensity, the experience of joy. If you go into my page, I always give the wisdom of the day, or I have the quote of the day. I put it in there just for myself, but many people go to read that. They also can use that as a daily life quote. I always say that Emotional well-being sometimes, for example, give you example that today you have a really bad day. You walk out, you fell over, and then you have a delay in the traffic, you forgot your computer at home, and then you have lost something the whole day. But I always said that in a very bad day, there still some positive thing, that if the person who have emotional well-being, you never ever blame anything for granted. You can always find a positive thing in a bad day. And that is how I tell myself as well. And how can we have that? Many people said, oh, when I upset that I can't. People angry with someone, you very negative, you never ever satisfied with anything. You ask yourself that you never ever have happy life. But how can we have that positive? This is a question that I always get, from the people. Have you ever angry? I said, of course, I'm a human. I have the emotion, I have the feeling. But thing to make you get back, you're thinking that life too short. You should not be complain, but when you start to complain, yourself is not happy. So this is the one of the attribute of well-being. You always can be satisfied in any situation. You always accept the thing that you face, and then you have hope. Thing will get better. Tomorrow will be better. So the last, the fourth one, social well-being. This kind of thing that the people want to be accepted. This is the nature of the human. You want to be accepted. What does it mean? You go to travel, you go to be in any society, people not accept you, you will feel very unhappy. And then you will feel very sad. And then you feel like life is no meaning anything, no one accept me. So if you go anywhere, the people welcome you, the people want to talk to you. Or another social well-being mean that you are able to help people, and then people are have better life from your health, from your contribution. So give more happiness than take. This is what I always talk. When you can help, you help people. I don't talk about money. Professor, we're not rich like you. I am not rich. I'm rich at heart. But I help people with knowledge, and I help people with some other thing that if I can. So social well-being, you go to the village, you help the kid teaching them English, or you go to build a school for them. We have contribute funding, and then when you see something in front of you that this is from your own contribution, and that this is how human being want to have. It's refer to how people want and like to be accepted. Some are concerned for others, friendly, socially supportive, while others feel afraid to be disconnected from society and wish freedom from the feeling of loneliness. So the last one, you need to have a very good spiritual well-being. What does it mean? One thing, like I said, it refers to both either religion or non-religion activities. It's practice being complemented by rich natural environment setting. People need to have spiritual well-being through, for example, meditation, a time for yourself, silent session with spiritual director, or walk into in the forest, and then you become yourself. So these kind of activities that can improve your spiritual well-being. Some people, maybe I never do that meditation before. I have some people from around the world inbox me that, what is it, meditation? I never know about that. How can I do that? And I told them, if you never can do that, you can try. You can start from 5 minutes, and then you can keep going and can move on. So spiritual well-being is about, if you have well-being in spirit, it means that how can you make yourself or be realization about facts about nature in life. What, like a Buddha said, one day we're gonna die, one day people we're gonna get sick, one day we're gonna be born. It will be a life cycle like that. You have to be realized that nothing permanent. Some people said, oh, I used to have a lot of money, and now something happened to me, and the spiritual not well, then you think you need to get something what you used to have. You cannot accept something that been changed, and that spiritual well-being need to be improved. So like every single day now, you say whatever you have, you're happy with that. If you don't have $10 million, you will still happy. You have $100 in your wallet, you still happy. So five of these basic things is a need by all human being, and I believe that some of my research, coming out and then prove that about the attribute. I give you some example for the spa and beauty therapy. In Thailand, we have very luxury, but the price is affordable and very well known in Thailand. This is one example that I have in Thailand. We try to promote our spa and using the herb from local. So I do one of the project research for my government, Thailand Research Foundation. They give us a funding to how can we develop using spa to be international well-being to the world. So the photo you see here, that was about a few years back, just before the COVID-19. We went to the village, and then we go to talk with the villager. So they want to turn their village into the wellness. They have knowledge about what kind of herb and medicine can heal, not using the a modern drug or something like that. So in the picture like that, this is what we when we go into the village, and then we talk to the villager, we talk to the community. So in the third picture there, I think they have 19 type of the herbs you can use, and then you can do like sauna, and also for the tourists as well. This is our swimming, or no, this is our what they call shower costume. So we sit in there, and then we inhale with the herb and the sauna. So enjoy that. The tourists came, we pay only $2 for whenever how long you want to be in there. So this is the well-being that we can develop, and then we can enjoy when you go to the destination. Some example that in Thailand we have, basically the one that we have also here. I think it's a bit delay. The using local wisdom. What does that mean? A lot of I think many country as well. I think even in Pakistan or in India, in Thailand, we have our local wisdom. So we use some of our local wisdom, some product, turn something into a wellness product, like you see in the picture now. On the right, we use this chicken coop for to keep the chicken, and then on the left hand side, how can we develop that, and then we can use for the become well-being, and then the people get experience in life as well. So, or even in the five-star hotel, there are some of the management try to improve and then propose you with the wellness activities. For example, when you have enter into the hotel, how can they welcome you with the a very healthy food. So I think that this kind of thing maybe you can find in everywhere as well. But this is one of the thing that I said, it's an activity for wellness. How can we develop that? And I think many people come to Thailand for that. They enjoy, and then they love the hospitality, and they enjoy learning about new culture in our country as well. Another activities that we're talking about is about adventure wellness tourism. So this adventure wellness tourism is recently we have done a research, and then already published in the paper. For it's a hot in a hot place, maybe not within the, I think this month. The research project we talk about how can we develop the adventure tourism become a wellness tourism. And then we have some model here. I think I probably won't go through that. So this is a model that you see in here. It's been published. So if you want to read, I can send the link to you. So we went to the one of a destination where we have um, organized hiking, where we cannot go in any other way but walking only. So yeah, we enjoy that, and this paper had been published, so I think you can follow up and have a read that. Another activities that we are talking about, like I mentioned at the beginning, slow food tourism concept, or how can we develop our destination and the people can enjoy eating as well as help local, and it give you a pleasure, like Like when you go to the destination, the food in the restaurant had been purchased by the local farmer, and then we help them to um, to have a better life, and you will feel better. So the three concept, as I said, I maybe repeat again, we're talking about the three words. Good food is tasty. Slow food is come from good, clean, fair. Good food is tasty and diverse and is produced in just a way maximize its flavor and connection to a geography, cultural and festival celebration. Clean food is sustainable and how to preserve rather than destroy. Fair food is produced in a social way, sustainable, emphasis on social justice, and then fair wages. Some people, you sell the restaurant, you have food, but when you treat the people in your restaurant, in about your staff, you treat them with unfair, no human right, so this kind of the slow food concept, actually they go beyond only about food. So this is, we link into the well-being, link into one, five attribute of the wellness that I said, physical, you eat good food. Mental, so you have, realization about life when you have consume a good food. And then you have satisfaction, and then you have social well-being because you know that you help farmer, and then local always purchase the supply or ingredient by a farmer. The tourists feel better. This is one of my research. They said they like to help local. They go there, they will be more happy if the restaurant um, purchase and use a supply and ingredient from local. And also we need to focus that we should eat food or vegetable or fruit in the season, not try to eat anything out of the season. And the way we are cook as well, cooking as a concept of slow food, sometimes we thinking about use like charcoal, instead of use microwave or using electricity or gas. So in the old traditional way, it's almost linked into the slow tourism, people going there and get relaxing, and then consume a good food. Yeah, this is another concept, which is I have the model here. The model is talking about the how can we develop a destination, slow food destination image. How can we develop for the stakeholders? We're talking about environment, and we're talking about the three main components. This is a model that we get it from our study. Slow food destination image complies with three components. The first component is functional attribute, psychological attribute, unique attribute. Functional attribute, for example, you need to consider about destination environment, abundant of environment, sustainable, biodiversity. Slow food community is very important. That community uh, play the important part. Social enterprise association, and hospitality and tourism. We have the people from local come to tell the storytelling, like facilitator. We need to get empower local, and then they will be proud, and also they will have knowledge about those food. For example, like now I'm in north of Thailand, with my hometown. I enjoy eating my local food. There is a story about that. So how can we bring that as well as knowledge, and also to sustain your own culture? Authentic service quality, it means that traditional greeting, friendliness, warm welcome, cleanliness, and safe and secure. When you consume that, you're not going to get sick. In terms of the psychological attribute, you're talking about, you need to provide some festival or the tradition you celebrate in your own country. For example, like in Thailand, sometimes we have different celebration, different festival from another part. So in coming next in April, we will have Thai New Year, in April. Our celebration will be different, and also we will have something about food. So this kind of thing that we can create it, and then we can bring it up, and people can enjoy that, as well as we provide some tradition that we need to make it sustain, and then need our culture, a beautiful and value and belief to be sustained for our grandchildren. Create value, create value talking about find the quality of food. You have to get them satisfied with the food they eat, and also you have to have some unique of the attribute, for example, cultural events, and also you need to maybe organize the slow food event or slow food market. One of our study we conducted here is one of the very first province to have slow food association. The people are put together, organic farmer or the local, they have association, and then they try to produce organic farmer market, where is a place people think of, if we want to have healthy food, we want to have healthy life, we will go to this market. So this model, basically I would like all the stakeholder can learn about that, and then you can go to improve in your destination, go to improve in your community, and then we can expand the community well-being. Actually, I think not probably not only about food, it could be some festival, it could be some traditional that you want to keep it for the people, you want to make them learn about a culture. Another thing is about spiritual retreat. So spiritual retreat activities, like I said, they will have some many activities that you can provide. Depends on what you like. Depends on how you comfortable. Some people said, "Oh, professor, I cannot do yoga. I can't sitting there for 1 second, stay still." So I said, well, if you can't do that, actually you should try, because if in your lifetime, you can be stay still, and then you have very productive, you can think better when your mind stays still. And some people say, no, I can't do it, I have to do some activities that move all the time. So yeah, I think there are some of the activities that can improve our spiritual yoga, sound healing, or you can go for a reiki, like in the picture here. When I went to Nepal last year, I actually in with the spiritual retreat. How can we improve that, and how can I merge between the activities into academic, and then people can read, people can learn about that. Actually, past few months that I was invited to talk about sound healing, and the people actually don't even know, Professor, is this sound can heal, make you less stressed? Is it possible? Do you want? They said, do you think that I should believe you that the sound can heal our mental and our stress and can make us happy? And I said to them, you don't have to believe me. You just have to go to test and try by yourself. So I don't come to talk and tell them you must believe me. But I said this is the experience that I learned. And then I think that one of the activities that is really good to give you have a mental well-being and spiritual and mind. So basically, actually, this is one of the activities that when I was in Nepal, my guru and my master, after I trained yoga very hard, I get up early morning, 5 o'clock, and I just wash my face, and then it's too cold. In Nepal, that time was about -8 degree, and then I got up in the mid of the cold, and I went to the upstairs and do meditation, and after that practice yoga, practice, and then I walk up to the hill, and I've been tired all day. And when I came back, the my guru said, "Okay, you there? I will you know sound healing to make you feel relaxed." So basically, it's really work. So one of the thing, after that you feel peaceful, after that you feel like amazing that sound can heal you, sound can make you feel relaxing. And you know what, you don't have to go to Nepal. If you believe, or you want to have that experience, this kind of thing that helped me to be calm a person. When I straight, I always turn on the YouTube and have sound healing. I have even the singing bowl at home. So yeah, sound healing, stress release, it's unblocking the energy flow using vibration and sound from the Tibet bowl. And another activities that I have a great experience after I um, attend the yoga course, So I went to trekking. I went to Himalaya. You keep walking and doing yoga as well. Like you can see from the picture, it's me walking up into Himalaya, and some pictures so enjoyable in the mid the minus or 13 degree. And then when you get up there, you forget everything. Your soul and your spirit and your body can renew from just the activity. And this is called about well-being and wellness. So you get up there, you've been with the people, and then you learn about things. Actually, you learn about yourself. And from this picture, I was hiking with a group of the monk and my guru. We went together, five of us. It's only a woman, only me as a woman. I went up to the Himalaya. We take a time to walk up and down about 5 days. So we stay up there about 3 nights, and when we walk up and then come down. The height is about 4.5. This is the highest I ever can do in my life, and I think that not sure that I can. And then I told my guru, if I can't come down, I need the helicopter to pick me up. Actually, I walked down. Amazing that I can do that. But being go with the monk is another experience that they're very calm, and then they get used to it as walk into the mountain like that. They do a lot of meditation, and amazing that we learn yoga together, and then I enjoy that. So I totally in with the activities that I did. And this is how people ask me, how can you balance that? You are working so hard. You are working in the university. I was associate dean for administration. I also work as a director research center for the faculty. And I have about 10 PhD students, and I have about 15 master students, and I have to teach as well. And then I have to manage my family. And in some state, somebody in the family is sick, and all those things you can manage. You can uh, set a time management, and then you can set time for yourself. And this is what the reward, when I found that this is something that keep me going, and I can come back and deal with my duty and deal with your responsibility that you have. So when you are in the state that you have a very high responsibility. Of course, when you graduated from PhD, the people expect it, right? The people think that you are brilliant everything. But I tell people that I'm sorry, I'm not brilliant in everything. I know something, and I can contribute what I know. But there's so still many things that I don't know. And I told people that life need to be moving and keep go on and keep learning. Then so mine. And I said to people, something that I need to learn, something that I need to help. The people expect that in some state, when the student come to you, some of them come and sit and cry. I can't do my work, I can't do my research, or some of them that, oh, I'm broken heart, I deal with everything. My PhD student, oh, I broken heart, I listen to them, and it's, oh, if he's not good, just leave him. And the next week they come, oh, we are get back together. So these kind of thing, you need to have energy. You need to prepare your energy to deal and help those people. And I'm happy that I help many students. A lot of them graduated with the achievement. So how can you deal with that? How can you keep your energy going? And these kind of activities, you need to be part of that. You need to get yourself involved. But I didn't mean that, oh, after listen to Anne, I have to do everything she said. I mean that you got to choose something that you think that suits you and you enjoy with that, but you need to do something like that to keep your academic life enjoyable and then achieving whatever you aim at. I'm doing a research as well. I interview one of the monk here, as you can see from the slides. One thing he said that, oh, how can we develop the activities if you want to have a mental well-being, especially spiritual retreat tourism, is we talking about, basically about your mental and about your realization about life. So the most important thing is you need to seek a good leadership or the spiritual leadership, where where those people have experience. You need to go to learn from them. But we not teach people to believe in blind faith. Like for example, you go to pray with the tree. Please give me rich because we believe this big tree give you the good luck. So the monk said that we don't want you to do that. We just want you to do practice realization, but you need to be near the leader. You need to be near the people who achieve something in life, and then you can learn from them. So here I give you some of the um, spiritual tourism activities that I separate into two parts. One is talking about one talking about religion and non-religion, and basically religion and non-religion almost in the middle. They are combined, can be giving you uh, basically spiritual tourism is in term of religion. You believe, your own belief. You have value in some of belief. In each religion that you will have some different belief, but in any belief, you whatever you born with, you believe, and then you have faith in that. So this is one of my book chapter that had been published. I talk about the strategic approach to spiritual tourism destination branding development among millennials. So I done this research in 2021 and had been published in the book chapter. So if you want to read, I can give you some information. So how can you develop that? Those academic or those stakeholders need to learn that the spiritual tourism functional attribute. You talk about the place, you talk about service quality. I'm talking about the leader qualification, and also we need to provide some activities program. Or another thing you need to create about the psychology attribute. We talk about create the image, feeling, and idea, and what can be significant or symbol to develop when you want the people go for the spiritual retreat in that destination. And then the spiritual tourism unique experience. We're talking about the attribute of wellness experience about well-being. For example, you need to have some people go for the spiritual. They want to have physical fitness or happiness. And I believe that happiness come from inside, and then you can see people smiling, or grumpy look or something like that. It's basically if internal happiness, it also shiny in your physical as well and expression. Festival, you can bring up some festival or the ceremony or something like that as well. Meditation, you do a religion ceremony. So this is my one of my model that I've done research and then had been published. So I think can learn something from that. Another research that we conduct is about yoga destination development model, and this one is one of my master student. She interested about that. So we went to Hua Hin, Thailand. We interview all the stakeholders, all the studio owner. How can we develop that and people can go enjoy. Basically we're talking about we need to have the real authentic yoga instructor, and we need to consider about the destination where is suitable or the environment that can support those activities. And if you enjoy that, you can go stay overnight, or you can stay in a hotel and something like that. Right. So this first part that what I bring it up is basically about my research project, and it's about something I passion. I choose to do my project, my research based on my personal happiness. I'm thinking that what the reason I do if you make me happy, and I choose to do wellness because I take myself involved in that, and I learn something, and I use myself as a question. If I need like that, other people will be need the same. And also I use the evidence from past study as well. I just did not talk about my own feeling and this is what's it, this is it, I think that you should do this, do that. But in the first section that I'm talking about, that I have some research project that had been conducted and had been published and been reviewed by several reviewer, but not a massive significant, but some contribution that I think you maybe can learn something from that. So now is another part. Many people ask me, well, as I see you work, I post, sometimes I post on my social. The reason I post that, only I want to inspire people. I didn't think that, oh, I want to become famous. I want to show off my thing, it's not intentionally at all. But after I do things like that, the people learn something, and then I happy when I hear the feedback. And then, yeah, I got not only you question me that, how can you manage that? How can you balance when you work so hard, when you come home, even I get home, I only see you at the gym. I already tired. So here are some of my discipline that I like to share. You maybe can start. Today, I won't come here to tell you about what food is good, you should eat. Exercise is good, you should do. I think you're smart. Everyone know about that. Everyone born and you learn about yourself. But what I want to share is basically is about how can you get into that habit. Exercise is good, but the people always say that, right? Oh, exercise is good, but there are many but, and then you never ever can get there. And this is the discipline to make you get to where you want to be. The first thing is I talk about the attitude. The first discipline I'm talking about, how can I change my attitude from being unhealthy person or lazy person, or how can I overcome my own need? It's about my own attitude. I try to create myself positive. The first is hard, all right? Many people born, sometime you have come from different environment, and then it's very hard to be positive when I born with the environment that is nothing support me to be looked at as a positive, always negative. The first step, it's hard. You just have to slowly think about that. When you see something, ask yourself, if something happen, what is your first reaction? Or for example, when I drive the car, and then when I on the road, someone cut me off, or someone tried to overtake you. You said, okay, I'm not going to let you do that, I'm just keep racing. Instead, what I did, okay, if you want to go, you go. And I talk to myself, oh, I do the karma today, I help the people in a hurry. I want competition. If you want to drive fast, you want to go, you go. And some people that can't do it, and you can start from just some small thing. Or some people cut you off on the road, I open my window and I said, Merry Christmas, God bless you, instead of open and swearing and yelling at them. Ask me that, is it hard? Of course, when you first start, but if you try to adjust your attitude, eventually you become positive person. Positive attitude about health well-being. How can you change yourself? How can you become a good habit? Everyone know that is exercise is good, but how can you change that? So you just tell yourself, you just have compete with yourself, you're willing to do that. But some people, that, oh, I'm still healthy now, I'm still far away from hospital, I'm still far away from sickness. But life never certain. People can happen the sickness even you young age or older age. When I was 4 or 5 years ago, I have a very crisis with health, and that time made me realize that I cannot live my life like this, sitting on computer, focus on writing paper, doing research, writing book, and then going home, sleep and eat, and keep doing that constantly. And then when the time up that your health is really go bad, and then when the time that you wake up, attitude is very important. Ask yourself, how much you want to change yourself? Would you like to change yourself? You want to change yourself for who? Basically, I would say I change myself for myself. I want to change. I want to have a better fitness, and I just want to get up in the morning. I don't feel tired. I sleep all night. Why when I get up, I feel so tired. When I sit in the car, I used to drive the car, and then I sit comfortable, and suddenly you feel uncomfortable because you gain your weight or something like that. So eating habit, In Thailand, we have the street food. I'm not sure in Pakistan, or I'm not sure, I think in India you have that. In Thailand, they said Thai people, when they wake up, they eat. It means that you eat all the time. I'm the same thing. When I'm hungry, okay, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you go to street food. You can find the food anywhere. So I changed my eating habit. Eat when you're hungry. If you're not, no junk food. And then you have to, before no bedtime, I don't skip my meal. That is important. Some people said, I see some of the academic, oh, my work is not finished yet. I will eat when I finish. And that is very dangerous. I did that or the same when I was a PhD student, when I was in Australia. I got the scholarship, and if I don't finish on time, I have to pay a big amount of money for each semester. And I said, oh, I don't want to pay that. So I tried to sitting there from 8 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night, and I'm still sitting there, and I'm hungry since 5 o'clock, and I don't go to eat, just sitting there. And eventually I had to go to see doctor and have MRI and things like that. So don't skip your meal, and you are what you eat. All right, enough nutrition. And you maybe when you get older, you need to think about your body get enough nutrition. You have supplements or something like that. Should you think about that? But most of the thing is you can use nature. You don't have to spend a lot of money for that. So set up your goal. You have reward yourself every now and then. So I think eating habit is the most important for work life balance. And the number three is about get enough sleep. This is very important for being academic. So some of you, if you say that, oh, I'm thinking all day, professor, and my idea come at 5 o'clock, you sitting there since 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you think you read, you cannot get anybody coming up, but it's coming at 5 or 6 o'clock, and then you keep going and doing that, and then you don't have enough sleep. Sleep enough make you look younger, because the cell anti-aging, this is true, right? This is true. If you want to look younger, you need to have enough sleep, 6 or 7 or 8 hours, and will not wake up. Some people, yeah, I sleep early, professor, but about 1 o'clock I wake up again, and I could not have a deep sleep. So maybe food that you eat, and maybe your exercise. The more you exercise, it help you, and getting enough quality sleep at the right time as well. For me, I will go to bed around 10, and then maybe I get up, about 5 o'clock. I do meditation, and some people say, no, I can't do that. I sleep about when everyone wake up, and that damage yourself. Okay, so the most important thing, that this is a secret. Okay, this is a secret. If you want to look young, you need to have enough sleep. Change yourself. Don't be a late night sleep. You can do your work, you can get up 5 o'clock. If some work that continue once a while is okay. When I was younger, I'm silly. All right, no one tell me, that, and I have to learn by myself when I have very bad health. So now I'm talking to you all now. I hope that you take some of my experience. My weight was 80, and my knee was trouble, and I could not walk upstairs. I almost used a walking stick, because my knee swallow up, and that no one tell me, and I faced that by my own experience, and that is terrible. So if you want to not get to that point, I think you need to come back and consider about your own life, and still, you still can do your work, just only time management. So when I was starting to come back to be a healthy person, like sleep in the right time and enough sleep, keep smiling all the time, and I found that I enjoy life more, and I still can do my work. I publish a paper in some year. It enough to pass my KPI, I guess. Don't expect me I'm gonna do 30 and 40. Okay, I'm incapable to do that. I think I enjoy my own goal, but I wish I can do that. But if I can, I will be happy as well. So basically, why we need to sleep from 10 o'clock, the golden time. All right, from what I learned from the expert, the golden time is 10 to 2 a.m. When is the growth hormone coming out, and then they come up to clean the toxic in your body, and the cell in the body, coming up, and then you'll have the time good sleep, your liver being cleaned up at that time. So yeah, I think if you want to know more, just go back. But this is what I learned from the expert, why sleep that time is important. So if you want to have a healthy life, you want to be look younger, you need to sleep at 10 o'clock, and then you can get up at 3 or 4 o'clock. That's fine. Exercise. I don't come to tell you that exercise is good, but how can you become the gym person? This is a very secret. When I was starting that time, I said, well, I changed my habit, and then I need to have my own time to go to gym. And then I said, oh, this is so hard. I pay in first year, I pay the gym membership, and then I go only 2 or 3 times, and then I just waste my time, my money on that. But when I starting to get serious, I said, okay, you know what I did? I said, well, you pay the money already. Can you go and spend only 15 minutes, and then you can go home? I talked to myself like that. When I get there, I said, you go to put your all the gear on. I only want you to be there 15 minutes, and then if you want to go anywhere, you just go. And I did that for the first 5 days. When I walk into the gym, I just go there and I walk on the treadmill 15 minutes, and then I walk out from the gym, and I told myself that did it what I did, what you want, what you are. I talk to myself. And I did that for the second day and the third day, but I just said to myself, I don't want to go there for 1 hour, 2 hours, but I want you to take yourself to the gym and stay there for 15 minutes, and then you can go home. I did that the first week. And then the second week, I starting become enjoying that. And then I walk on the treadmill, and then I said, okay, 15 minutes now, you can go. And I said, no, I don't want to go. I want to stay because I enjoy it. After you walk for about 3 weeks, you're starting to see your body, your bum. I turn around and see oh, I have a very big fat bum. And after that, I see myself skinnier, and then look more firm, and you feel fresh. And after that, I starting to learn about the result from what I did. And then I become 2 or 3 times a week, whenever I can. If I teach in the morning, I'll go in the evening. If I have something in the evening, either time I will go. But I don't go 7 days a week. You need to have a rest for yourself. So basically, how can you get yourself into the activities that you want? You need to get in habit first. All right, you need to create your own habit first. And if you do something constantly for 21 days, and then you will become a person to do that regularly. So what inspired me to do a regularly exercise, I said, um, I educate myself as well, so I don't do what other people do. Some people see, when they see some people do something, oh, she can do that, I have to be able to do that. Some people come to talk to me, oh, I saw you do that on the social media, and I did that at home, and I hurt myself. So this is, I learned something. I like to tell you that don't think that those people can do that and you also can do that. The people didn't know that my first degree is physical education. I was a basketball player. I learned gym. I learned so many other sport. I used to be the swimmer teacher. I teach swim, teach the kids swim, and I teach tennis. So when I came back to get myself, so my skill is improved very fast. The people near me, they are surprised that, oh, Professor Ann can do that. I should be able to do that. I'm older than them, so they're younger, they can do that. So basically, if you want to get yourself into the exercise habit, you need to learn, you need to educate yourself, and then you need to find a place near your home. In Bangkok, very traffic jam. If you want to join the gym somewhere, you take 2 hours drive, go and back. You're not gonna do constantly. You can do only you have first motivation. My advice is, if you find a gym near your place, you can walk, or you can go with the 5 minutes. This will create your habit of exercise. So never do like other do's, complete with yourself, not other. Prepare yourself all the time. This method it worked very well when I was invited to be around the country, or even overseas. I went to the conference or something like that. I always have my gear ready. Even though I have swimming, I go for running. Usually, I will have a shoe for running, and I will have the clothes that I can use, in the gym. And I have everything in my car. Even though I go somewhere, oh, today I have time, so you can get ready. And this is the secret. Whenever you think of, and whenever you get opportunity, you have the thing is ready for yourself. Number five is you need to have a fresh air. This is very important. So what I learned from my guru said is pranayama. I think many of you maybe already have knowledge. Some of you maybe not. Breathing exercise is very important. Breathing exercise is life expand. So you get the good air into your lung, and then you can learn about how you can hold the good air, and then your body can activate and things like that. So in deep detail, I think maybe if you want to know, you can learn that. But for me, the good air, it is very good, very important for our life. You need to learn in the morning. You do breathing exercise. Sometimes there are some of the exercise will help in some certain way. So many things to learn about that. But please think about, you have to have a good air. Number six, inspire yourself with something you love. So, like I said, I have my background is physical education. I used to be PE teacher, and after that, because I have some other skill, can speak English, can use computer. This is about uh, 34 years ago when I first graduated my bachelor degree. That time, not many can speak English, not many can use computer. I born in without computer. All right, so you can calculate how old I am. um, and then I feel that my skill of English and computer can work in the hotel and then get more money. So then I leave my PE teacher job, and then I work in a hotel. And after that, since I have experience in hotel, and I become hotel and tourism person. I finished my master in hospitality, international hospitality, and then my PhD as well. So that's why I become a tourism professor. And then when I tell people about I'm PE teacher, so the people quite surprised about that. Discipline number six, inspire yourself with something you love. It means that if some people, one of the professor from China, he actually about 34, and then he saw my post, he said, oh, he published paper about 20 a year. And I said, wow, I want to learn from you. How can you do that? I can do only two or three a year. And in some year I have just one. And you know what he told me? Actually, you are smarter than us because you did not give the most important of those academic, but you damage yourself. Don't get me wrong. You can give focus that academic is important. If you can do that, that's great. But you're not doing that, and then you damage your health. This professor said to me, I have like a lot of publication, but I have very bad health. I starting have many sickness, and I went to see doctor. Doctor could not help me. I starting to have cholesterol, high cholesterol and something like that. So basically, he said that we need to have a balance. We need to do something you love. And then he asked me, what can I do? And I said, well, you can't do it like I do, because something I do is maybe very special skill, but what you like to do. And he said, well, I like swimming. So now he's starting to learn swim. He get the to the pool, and then he have someone teach him. So he's starting get become healthier, and he have measure. You have measurement body, a measurement about their health, about the composition. So he said, I feel much better. So now I feel relaxing. So he still can write the paper. He still write a lot of paper, and then he have healthier as well. I need to learn from him. How can they do it? You have inspire yourself by accessory. I think for me that I told my people, oh, how can you can go to gym regularly? I just a joke. I go there just for photos. I get there, I take a photo and I post. No one don't like to see. It's okay. You just skipped it. But I like to see myself, and I see myself in there and inspire me. And I go there, just take a picture. And once you get there, you will get the environment, and you will see other people doing. You will have your own community. So, and after that, I become like enjoy with my own accessory, and I can inspire myself to be there. um, and also, like I said, I become yoga instructor now, because I went to learn, and then I gain myself knowledge, and then I like to share to people. So when I was in Australia, I went to teach one of the elderly. She was 84. You see the picture in a minute. She think that she feel tired. I think normal. You 80, 84 on the picture on the right there. She said, "Oh, I feel tired, and I want to learn yoga." And I said, "Okay, I can go to teach you something easy, simple." After I tell her, and then she's so happy about that, and I'm very happy that I can help some elderly, or even some of the people who have problem with health, with the aging, with the menopause. So you use that knowledge. So yoga become my part of my life now. And I told people, "What are you doing, professor?" And I said, "I'm a yoga instructor, as well as I'm teach in a university. And my research project is about yoga, is about wellness, is about tracking." And I combine those things into one pathway, but it's useful for both my own health, other people's, and then I write something and contribute to the society into academic. I went to Sarawak. You can see the photo on the bottom there. The all my colleague, I have a very good I have very good professor friends. We will organize a workshop, and one of that workshop, they said, "Okay, we're gonna have exercise, morning exercise, and yoga by by associate professor Ann." And the people at the bottom picture there, most of them academic, most of them, some of them associate professor, some of them is a PhD student, but most of them in academic. And then when we organize that, and when I teach them, some of them is the first time, and I said, "Oh, I didn't realize that doing yoga is really relaxing, and I never done this before, and I know that, but sometimes I see people do that." I said, "Oh, one day I'll do that." But because they said, "I'm so busy, I'm doing my work, I have to teach a lot, I have a lot of students, I have the admin work." So after the organize that international conference, and also they have practical workshop, and I was invited to speak as a academic professor. I'm talking about my research project, my paper published, and then I'm talking about my another life, being a yoga instructor, and I teach them as well. So this is the life that I'm really enjoy with. When I'm talking about my paper I published, I'm talking about this is the research that I did. I went to Nepal, I do yoga tracking, and I'm talking about what the benefit you get from that. And on the other hand, I'm inspired those academic, most of them junior, they are a early career researcher. So yeah, this kind of thing that I think make your life happy, and then you can contribute something from your own effort and knowledge, and without any cost, anything. The another discipline that I have is I use the law of attraction. Okay, so many of you maybe heard about that. What is the law of attraction? I think that you are near the person who have the same soul, who have the same think, who have the same habit. If, for example, if I talk with some friend, "Hey, come on, let's go to gym with me, I enjoy that." The people just said, "No, if you ask me that, go to eat, I will." So if you be near the person who not the same thought, you will not be success. All right. Some people said, "No, I can't, I love my friends, we've been knowing for a long time, and we are very good friends." And then your idea starting to change, but your friends still not change. I didn't tell you to leave your friend. Okay, you have a new community, you have a new friends who have the same thing. So like, in my personal life, when I was at gym, I don't tell anyone who I am. I don't tell that, oh, I am the associate dean, I am the professor, I am, or I'm the doctor. I never ever said anything. I have my other part of life, which is the people at the gym, like you see here. They don't know who I am at the beginning. I'm just one of the women who enjoy exercise and who enjoy talking. And you know what? When we get together, we exercise, and after that, okay, let's go find something to eat. Or okay, Saturday, Sunday, we have our day off. We don't go to gym. Let's go dry out from Bangkok for 1 hour, and then we enjoy finding something to eat. And the people always say that, well, you have a very good fit body. You must be very strict about what you eat. You must be cannot enjoy eating. And I said, in fact, I more enjoy eating more than normal people. In at lunchtime, if I want to eat rice, I eat. If I want to eat deep fry, I did. But I don't go massive eating like that every single day. I am able to do that because I know that I can get back to my own health well-being. But has said that, I didn't say that I'm the most excellent body on fitness. But as my age, how can you maintain yourself? So when I go to check my own body, I used to have high cholesterol and I used to have high blood pressure. Uric acid is very high. So now everything back to normal. Just only you change your habit of eating, and I am happy with my own community, and I stay with the people who love to do the same thing. And then you are talking about something you like, so, and very important, all right, very important. I think some of you maybe cannot get out there because some of you thinking that, oh, I am not so confident to be by myself. I need to have good friends with me. I need to have that person with me. And if they not go, I don't go. And that is come to the constraint theory. The constraint theory is someone want to do something, but they are the constraint, internal and intrapersonal strain, or external. So you need to overcome those um, idea. I think you need to be self-confident. I think I think you need to be independent as well. And once you're starting to do that, you will start to have well-being. You be independent. And it go back to one of my model talking about eudaimonic experience, well-being. How can you create that? Last one, you need to get alive. And this is very important. Okay, this is very important, that the person think, oh, if you are academic, you need to be you need to be control yourself, you have to be in the academic, or you need to sitting there make yourself look like professor, and sitting there the people so scared of you. And the people think about academic or professor, they think about that you very serious look, and you sitting there. That is represent a high respect. You need to get alive mean that you become PhD student. You need to get out as well. You need to be socialized. You need to have a different life. You need to do some activity as well. You need to focus on what you're doing, and also you need to help people. So I think at this stage I am doing all what I think that I'm doing, and then I'm happy. Last year I have about 6 paper published, and I have one book chapter, which is, I think I'm happy. I don't have 30, I'm happy. But and also I enjoy life. I went to do hiking, and I socialize, when we have party and things like that. I found some of my fellows, when we asked that, hey, come on, go to dinner together. Oh no, let me finish this one first and then I'll go. And you know what, life too short. You said, oh, let's go to see your friends there, you never see them for a long time. Oh no, let me finish this first, maybe I go next week, maybe I go next month. And sometimes it might be too late. So most important thing for me, that I would say that you are academic is good and very important, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm very proud of the people who produce a good academic work, contribute to people. Many people can learn from your work. However, you need to get your own life. You need to enjoy your life in every dimension, and that make your life complete. So like every single day now, the people see me, oh, I'm going north of Thailand, I'm going to Laos, I'm going to those to that. So what is she doing? Part of that my work, and part of that my leisure. And then when I come back, nowadays you do online a lot. I'm still can achieve my work. So my performance each year, I achieve what they ask, but I don't go overboard. When you are working, one thing I like to ask is it will be the conclusion. If you're working, you think that you want to do the best, it's very good. You want to help the university, you want to help the organization, it's very good. But if you do and then it destroy your well-being, it destroy your living, and then make your relationship um, not healthy, you have to come back. You have to look at that healthy life in family before you devote yourself into your organization, and then you forgot about yourself. Without you there, organization still keep going. But I didn't mean that, okay, professor said that, okay, we don't have to devote ourselves, right? But I said you do as you can, and then you have to think about how about the other part, because working in life academic just one part, and the rest of that you have friends, you need to enjoy with them, you have family, you have social life, you have community to complete. So in my opinion, I think need to get a good life is you need to complete every dimension: social life, friends, family, work, and be responsibility and respect, and also you need to enjoy what you are happy with. So I think I might be conclude my speak for today. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you for listening.
Yes, Prof. Thank you very much, Prof. And really, the way you just did this session was so great. And I love the way you started it from the wonderful quote that the sound body is the reflection and product of the sound mind. It was a wonderful start because you did it a wonderful that how the mind is related to the body, and very nicely you have established the wellness approach and wellness attributes. It was so great to listen because all these things are kind of fundamentals one must know in order to have the wellness. And then your wonderful concept of the slow food concept, the slow food, the clean, the fair, and the good food was so great to see because all these things are happening around us but we don't notice it. And you have very nicely highlighted all these things, and I love the way you just talked about your book chapters, your research contribution, your own exposures at different places. And I love the way you just portrayed all the images which was kind of reference and evidences that you have been there, and how did you interact, how did you socialize, how did you went through all the yoga stuff and all these things being academician. Because there is a kind of a general perception that academicians are more inclined towards the study, they do not socialize and they do not go for the gym and the yoga and other activities. So but you are the living example that it's not like that, and it depends on you. And I love the disciplines you just mentioned, all of them are so great. And I love one another one discipline, that is law of attraction. The most motivational speakers, the business philosophers, the philosophers, they say, like for example the Les Brown, the Brain Tracy, they say that you attract what you are and the kind of people. Yes, and you just nicely mentioned that even sometimes our priorities, our thinking, our goals, our that matches with the people who are from different maybe zones. So we need to connect with them, we need to have a harmony with them because we resonate at the same level. So I believe that yes, being around with the right people will make you more comfortable and will give you more positive energy because the cause is the same and the goal is the same. So you mentioned all these things, and I was just uh, noticing that in 1.5 hours you shared such a wisdom with us, uh, with the people from around the globe. How great you would be when you will be taking 2 to 3 hours class, as well as having a workshop of 6 hours. So how great wisdom you will be sharing over there. So because this is just the orientation session, and your wonderful contribution, academic scholar contribution was so great. So papers, so models, book chapters, you are really contributor, and thank you very much for sharing such wonderful knowledge with us. and to the people around the globe. I'm sure they would have learned a lot from your this session, Prof.
A pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much. So if you allow me, should we start with the first question, please?
I will try my best.
Thank you very
Please.
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Since Prof, you have talked about the positive psychology and well-beingness and all these things, there's a wonderful question came from one of our audience, and they want to ask that Prof, please share your opinion on integrating the science of well-being and positive psychology in school and university curriculum. How do you see it if we incorporate in the curriculum? Yes, please.
Mm. Yeah, I think very good question. Actually, I have one project in mind. Maybe I can't do by myself. I would like to start the to build the maybe the office or the room or the studio in the academic place. For example, when I went to Australia, I talked with these people, and the students said, I know that's good, but sometimes we could not get there, and there is no place to inspire them. So, in my opinion, I want to do the project. If we can do, and if whoever want to do that, I want to do the project. I like to build the yoga studio or mindfulness studio or anything about well-being in the university. I mean, like in the faculty. For example, in my faculty, we have over 20 staff. If one of the office can be open as a mindfulness room, so mindfulness room can be okay. Come do meditation. We will have someone to lead them. Today we have a yoga, but in our university we have. But in some places they don't have that. So if we want to integrate that, even the yoga, we have yoga for kids, we have yoga for elderly, we have yoga for the retirement people. Or if we don't want to have a yoga, so the integrated for well-being in the school, I think is the most important thing. And also in the academic office, in my university, many of them want to do like me. And they said, how can you do that? I'm just about to eat. And then you go to jump up and down at the gym. So it would be wonderful if we can have a proposal project that we want to do some research, and we want to build our mindfulness studio in the university or in the faculty. I know maybe in the university level you can, but they're too far away. How can we have one room in our faculty? All right, we maybe can hire someone. They're not. I don't think that will be expensive, and I believe that we have a lot of spiritual leadership or yoga instructor. And talking about yoga instructor, they're not do only yoga. They can do some others activities. For example, Reiki, you can talk to them. How can they make them feel better? Only you ring the Tibet bowl. So this kind of thing. This is my idea. I want to have mindfulness room or the place in every faculty in the university.
Wow, Prof, very nice, wonderful. I think that's a brilliant idea, and that can further be refined with other when you discuss with the other of your colleagues. And I think these kind of initiatives will help a lot. So, since you are a great expert and having a keen observation on how can we improve the well-beingness, so these are ideas came to your mind. So, I hope further ideas would come to your mind as well, and to help the people. Prof, there is one another question since you inspired our audience from around the globe. They want to ask that, Prof, would you like to share with us, have you ever gained inspiration for positive mental health practices from television, literature? If so, what was that? Yes, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's very good question. That this is the most important thing. I don't like to watch movie. I don't like to watch any soap opera. I don't like to watch any bad news. All right. The first thing I did in the morning, I opened something positive. I maybe listen to chanting or meditation, like meditation music. And then if something will inspire me nowadays, whenever I go, if you see my Facebook, wherever I go, I take a picture. I don't take normal picture. I become yogini, and I always do the yoga pose. And I say, okay, if I'm gonna go to do data collecting, and there are very great view there, and I want to take a picture, what pose I gonna do? And then, okay, today I have to go to yoga pose. Oh, this is nice. I haven't done that. It is challenge. And then when I get to the place, after I finish all my thing, okay, let's take me a picture. I will try this pose and I will practice that. So basically, I eliminate all the negative picture. And if someone asks me, okay, let's go to see a movie, and I said, no, I don't want to go, because you know why? Some movie it's really negative and it's straight, so they maybe have some scene that when you look at, and it doesn't help, but maybe at the end will be happy. But I don't want to even lose 1 second of my life watch something straight. So I eliminate. Okay, the most important thing that I eliminate all the negative picture. I don't watch soap opera where they sit and cry and then you have emotional attach. What the most thing I watch, I listen to positive thing, and I like to watch some comedy. But nowadays, I just go to something that can give me knowledge about well-being. For example, now I'm learning about Reiki, and I go to listen, what they said, and I learn about. Now I become a yoga instructor, and I need when I go to teach people, what can I bring to them, and I put together, and then I can deliver the good session for the people. And yeah, this is what my life. Yeah,
Wow,
thank
very
you.
nice, Prof. Thank you very much for such a elaborative answer. Prof, there is one another interesting question since you are very resilient as well. So they want to ask that, Prof, are there limits to the being resilient? How much is too much of being resilient, and how does this affect our well-being? Yes, please.
Yeah, it's a good question. Sometimes for me might be different. I think it's the more you have limitation and the more that you are unable to do what you like to do, and it's make you think about you starting to be unhappy. All right. For example, like I came here, I said, well, there's no gym here, there are, no inspiration or anything. I have very, very um limit of what I used to do. But they always away. They always away. If God will, if you will, they always away. And I don't believe that is impossible. For example, I came here in the early morning, I just walked to the right field, and then I'm just doing something by myself, and I come back. But in some state, yes, I may be very, very, very some state in some state in your life. I think everyone have that. Everyone have that. It's life. You have to let it happen. All right. If I tell you, oh, I never have problems, I never ever have that, it's lie. I always have the same thing. I'm a human, but whatever sometimes happen, and I will face with that. And then you just in a short moment. But the most important thing is I don't keep that thing too long with me. But in the past few months, I have several a critical life. My husband have very ill, and I have very difficult time. And only in a short time I've been in that. But now my husband okay, all right. My husband he's recover, but that time is really limit myself, and I think that this is not forever. One thing you always think that life like a cycle. Today you're happy, it's not gonna stay forever. Today you will suffer. Also, it's not gonna stay there forever. And this is about spiritual retreat. So you going there, you realize about your own spiritual that you realization of nothing permanent. So when I have some limitation like that, I face with that and I cope with that sometimes. If you can't really cope with that, about something, you just cry and then you just get over that. And then you keep look forward. And this is how keep yourself going. But the most important thing, I still tell you the secret when I have some limitation, something like that, and if I really can't do, I get up in the morning, I sit there maybe 15 minutes, I close my eye, and then I pray, and then I just, ask for help. You know, it's always work. If you ask for help, maybe God send someone, or maybe God help by himself. So yeah, yeah. Thank you for the question. It's a very good question.
Thank you very much, Prof. And I really love the way you used different phrases. I really enjoy the way you are connecting the different dots. I like your one of the comment that life is never certain, and I educate myself on well-being. And the way you just mentioned the life is like a circle, and we can have the bad episode, we can have the good episodes, but at the same time we have to look forward. What nice phrases, Prof, you use, because you are a wonderful reader as well, because the way you are just communicating, it's not the just saying of thing, because you have came across so multiple books, and I'm sure you would have a extensive reading habits, and which is very much visible in your expression, in your tone as well. Thank you for such wonderful answer. Second last question, Prof, which is very important. That's why we took it, although we have the time constraint as well. They want to ask that, Prof, please talk about the cultural aspect. How do you see the role of cultural aspect in health and well-being? Sometimes we do not get the culture of well-beingness. So, what do you say about it? Thank you.
Said again, you mean culture
You
expected?
uh, it means the society culture, that we do not have the healthy environment where everyone goes after the work to the gym, or
Yeah,
maybe doing
yeah, yeah,
exercises. So the practices are not there. So how do
yeah,
you see? Yes, please.
yeah. Yeah, that's a very good question. I also faced that. When I came to my village, I get out and then changing my clothes, to the night gym gear. That's what I used to do in Bangkok. No one care because everyone, can go there and become very normal and common. And then when I came to my village, some of my family, they're still not into the wellness. They're still eating something that I don't eat for a long time, and sometimes it's hard, especially when the family said, "Oh, this is good food. This is very delicious. You never eat for a long time," and I said, "Oh, I don't eat this thing anymore." So that very difficult. And sometimes that our culture is contrast with our health well-being, right? So for example, in the morning you're gonna have to have our certain meal, and but because you change, so you have to be strong. I guess that the environment doesn't support you, but you have to be strong, that this is what my habit, and I know that this is good, but you can go in there, maybe it's flexible a little bit, but you need to be strong, that stand on what you are really want to be. So why go back to my first discipline? My first discipline is attitude. So you have the right attitude, you have respect people, of course. But if you have the right attitude, it's nothing gonna change. And once you get in that positive, you maybe try to compromise, but not change yourself. You not change yourself for others, but you change yourself for you. So I am a lot. When I was at my school, most of my colleagues, they like to eat. They like to think about what to eat next, and most of the thing to eat all the time. They eat in the morning, they eat at 10 o'clock, they eat at lunchtime, they eat at 3 o'clock, they eat at dinner, and then late night they eat again. And so when I see the people when they're going out, oh, I can't eat like that because my habit is not like that anymore. But in our society, very common. And I think that you probably agree. Everywhere, the people always thinking about hospitality. You go to somebody's house, they said, oh, come, eat at 2 o'clock at night. You have to eat first before you talk about anything. And this is our culture in Thailand as well. If you come to my place, my family, we offer you food, even though you arrive in 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, eat. So yeah, I think you have to be strong, but you need to be strong, find a way out nicely, and keep your attitude right. Yeah.
Wow, Prof, wonderful. Once again, you are giving so wonderful answers, and I'm really enjoying the way you are giving different answers. One last question from our participants. They want to know that, Prof, since you are involved in multiple tasks and activities all the time, so how do you manage your time? Yes, please.
Wow, this is a very good question, and everyone want to hear. Even my PhD student, how can you do that? In the morning, I see you at gym 2 hours, and then later on you are teaching for 2 hours, and about in the evening you went to family, and at late night, and then you sleep, and then I keep pausing things, and actually it's my real time. You know what? You're gonna have to love what you do. You have to love what you do. In the morning, 2 or 3 hours for me, I maybe get up 6, 7, 8, I will be at gym, but I use my quality time. I walk, I do my workout, and then I do my yoga, and then after that I went to have a shower, I find something to eat. Afternoon I have a class. I teach about 3 hours, and during I teach 3 hours, I'm thinking about This morning I done my good work. I look after myself. I'm very fresh. I exercise already. And then after I finish my teaching, I can go enjoy eating. And in the evening, I can go to be with my family. And this is like life routine. Maybe you ask, when can I prepare my lecture? Being the senior, sometimes when you teach something, when you first teaching, you probably take a week to prepare things. So now I only a couple hours. Okay, I'm gonna teach this one. I know what I'm gonna teach. I developed from the previously. So the early career researcher, maybe you have to work harder, like I was beginning. But now when I started to teach or I prepare the thing, I use my own I use my own experience, and then I have some previous material. And also, when I be with my PhD student, also I spend time with them sometime all afternoon. And I have about 5 PhD students sit with me there. And the people said, how can you manage that? I talk to you only 1 hour. I feel like you take me run a marathon around Bangkok, and I deal with them another 2 or 3 PhD students. And in different, different person, there will be different perspective, different topic, and different idea, and dealing with some PhD, some of them way ahead, some of them still starting. So 5 of them, they are 5 character, and I sit with them there all afternoon. Time management is because you enjoy that, and then you set your time. And also I have my resting time as well. And if someone come and call me at 9 o'clock, I don't answer. I said, okay, I'm in bed, so I will talk to you tomorrow. So yeah, time management is very important. Everyone have 24 hours, but you spend quality time, and then you prepare. Like today I said, okay, I'm gonna talk here and what I gonna have. So I know that from my experience, I have all my contents there, and I put it together, and I look at that, and most of them you talk from your real life. So the most important thing, time management is important. But you know what you're doing, and the most important thing, what you did is you love it. And then you're gonna spend most of the precious time without knowing that the already passed out, 5 hours already passed. Yeah, that's good question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. And really, you have talked about a very wonderful concepts that we have different aspect and we have to perform on every aspect of life. That is personal or academic, or that is the your health perspective, socialization, and everything. I think that's very important. I really, Prof, enjoyed this session with you. Right from the content and powerful explanation, everything was so great, so superb. As I before the session started, I just told you that I was very curious because the way you were discussing so many things, at that time I knew that you will be doing so wonderful things and you will be discussing so wonderful things with us. And today I learned a lot from you, and I hope our audience from around the globe would have learned a lot from this session. So, Prof, at the end of the session, we ask our each guest regarding their message to the world. So, Prof, what is your message to the world as a speaker, author, teacher, researcher, trainer, learner, and educator? Yes, please.
Thank you. Wow, that is a very value question. I think I would like to give my my maybe based on my own life and my own goal. The most important thing, I think, you give value to yourself. You know what you're doing, you love what you're doing, and then you focus. And once you focus, be responsibility, respect. I think that's the most important thing. I tell my student, everyone, when they come to me, I said, you have value in your own society, you have someone in the society, and I respect them. The most important thing that we can success in anything, give people respect, and then you respect yourself, and then you love yourself first. If you can't love yourself, you cannot love others. If you love yourself, mean that you know how to love, and then you can give love to people. So give love mean that you're willing to have a good views, you're willing to support. Even though you cannot support, you can find someone to help. And this is what my life at the moment, when people ask for help, I'm willing to help. And I give people respect, and I respect you, and respect everyone in the audience. And hopefully my talk today will be very useful for someone and change someone's life. I'll be very happy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prof. And I This is what we love a lot, that when we are touching someone's life and we are changing their life, their perspective, and bring them towards the positivity and contribution. You are doing a wonderful job, Prof. You are contributing back to the society, to the academic, and every aspect of life. Wish you best of luck for your future endeavors. And the way you are is so great, and you are the role model, and people follow you. And today you have shared wonderful stuff with our audience from around the globe. So at the end, I would just recommend to the audience that please do follow our distinguished guest speaker through her research work, and you can email her for future learning and guidance. She is very generous and always ready to help the people. That's all we have time for today, and thank you once again, Dr. N. Suwaree Ashton. I hope I have pronounced it well. And I would like to thank our audience who join us. If you have any additional question about the information shared today, please email us or connect to the speaker directly through her email or social media account. Thank you all for your support and liking our session. Stay tuned as many sessions are on the way. Please do not miss any session. Until next session, take care of yourself. Bye bye.